Hello world and welcome to the stream. Today we are joined by Square Games from the Wonderland Engine and we're going to build a game together. So yeah, I'm pretty excited and yeah, I think we do it. Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome. So today we are joined once again by Jonathan Hale, better known as Square Games. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, doing great. I'm so excited we're doing this again. I hope that everything... Yeah, and you were a big help then as well. It's yeah, me too. I saw you already fixed a couple. Nice. Yeah, yeah. As I said, I'm so excited we're doing this again. Let me see if we can get some music going. This is my uh sound effect didn't work. I'm not sure what happened there. The sound effects are not working at all. Hmm. You were the only one hearing it. No, they're just not. I can see they play, but they're just not working. Let me restart that program for a second. That's weird. Well, can you give for the people that don't know Wonderland Engine, that are just seeing this for the first time? It's probably going on to YouTube again as well. So can you give a little quick explanation what the Wonderland is? Yeah, it's pretty cool, and yeah, we did last year we did a stream together. We was basically my first things I did with the engine. And last Monday we did, and now we're going to continue the game. I was hoping we could get into a little bit more depth, a little bit more, well, not advanced topics, but a little bit more advanced than the previous. So we have like, this is like the day two of Wonderland, I hope. But I ran into some issues, so I'm very happy that you're here. Oh, this wanted to hit. No, we don't have sound effects today. I'm not sure what's going on. I will look into that maybe later, or I don't know what's going on. Is this? I know what's going on. Let me change this to the right setting. What's this one? There we go. Are you still there? Okay. I was afraid that I would miss you. Now, WW, welcome. So yeah, last stream, I started my new farming game, and well, let's run it for a second so we can see where we ended. So we have some patches of land, and this is still untilled ground. And the idea is that we, for now, should click them, and then they would become tilled, and then we could use a water bucket or something to water the fields, and then plant some seeds and make them grow, and make some money of them, and then we can buy more land. But the issue I run into, and I haven't fixed, I wanted to be able to click these. Now, the great thing about WebVR and WebXR is that it runs everywhere. So I want this game to be playable in the browser. And then when we have the basics going in the browser, we're going to switch over to VR. And the end goal is to have the game running in VR. We also want to be able to play it in the browser. Just keep those two. I'm not sure how we should play this on a mobile device, but technically it should work as well. Yeah, there is some JavaScript as well. I tried to add a cursor target because that's the target of what you can click on with your mouse. I looked into some things. What I did not do was add the cursor component to the player, to the non-VR camera. I think you messaged me that as well, Jonathan. Yep. Let's do that. So I'm just going to add a mesh, a sphere. Let's do white. Small sphere. And the cursor object. Oh, yeah. Well, it's small. There we go. Oh, on this side. Oh, nice. Yeah, that and yeah, I imagine if this list will grow. It is pretty small now, but this has all objects in your scene, so yeah, it can be pretty big. Now, the difficulty with this game is that it's all dynamic, or pretty much all dynamic. I started out with having a invisible object here, just to show where the land should be. And the reason I did it like this is that there is no way of creating like a prefab or something in Wonderland yet, right? Yeah. So now we are going to create pretty much everything by hand or by code. So we add more patches of land, and you can buy those. And the goal is to get as much of those as possible and build your $1 million empire. But I do not ever see this click and just go to another state. Now I don't know how to debug this. Yeah, I did. I did Control Shift P. I love my shortcuts. Oh, I did it again. I clicked. It's very fast, the packaging. Yeah. Yeah, especially building WebGL games in Unity. The exporting takes so much time. So we have the package now. How can we debug this? I don't know. I'm not sure what the view was. I just hit F5 to make sure. No, this is the default view. Oh yeah, views. No, there's nothing else. Maybe we should add an object we create in the engine itself, in the editor, so we can see that works. I've seen that work. So let's just add a new mesh. Um, well, let's do something else. Let's do a cone. Pink cone. Let's add a collision. Well, this is fine. But it doesn't really matter the size. This is in all groups, so I guess that's okay. And for the cursor, we need to add that cursor target, which is active now. Um, so this cone should now have the same setup as the little patches of land. Do we need to repackage? It doesn't seem to reload automatically. There we go. No, I disabled it. Enable. It was enabled. I disabled it and enabled it again. Oh, there. Yeah. The cursor on target. It did create everything. Land down an object. It didn't add collisions. Hamza Mohammedan, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. That's my chatbot. That's our good friend Rosie. And she's helping out pronouncing names. I'm not that fast of a reader. Now I noticed the cursor target is also added, and the land tile are both added from the code. But the yeah, it's setting the mesh. It's doing this. It's calling the update state. So otherwise we won't see anything. Yes, it was like this. But they're just planes. The meshes. Oh, they are just too big. They should all be. It's not relative. Let me. Oh, they're in here. I need to remember how this works. No, they're just one by one planes. There's no scale. One level up maybe. Oh, here. But then they should just overlap. It must be called, otherwise we don't see anything. This update state is what's actually setting the mesh. So if update state is not being called, we don't see anything. The green no. I add the component and do everything, and then in start it does the rest. And it's just planes. And I was just thinking. No, I move them up a bit. I can make it into a box. Yeah. Over here. Oh, not that I know of. Oh. I'm not sure if... Wait, let me check. Let me check real quick. Rosie is not using 8080. I don't think so. It would be stupid of me. No, it's only the colors. That's the only thing on my system that is using WebSockets. Um, but is that port, for example, variable? Okay. Oh here. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wonder, was my browser open? Let me restart the browser as well. I think it was closed. Um, uh, where were we? Console. Yeah, but it was giving a timeout at some point. But this is interesting as well. Yes, we're making a big list of, of bugs today again. Yeah, if I just. But it's weird that the visualization is not working. I kind of feel my code is just breaking everything. Well, we can try and disabling the whole generation of the lentiles for a second. Just comment out this code. Because then if it's something that's wrong with this code, with the tiles, yes, or the reloading. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise we can just not do it dynamically. Maybe that's better. The problem is I don't want to create 900 patches of land. Yeah, then we'll get to the 900. I mean, we had 9 patches of land, so that wasn't in there the previous version, right? The duplicate and stuff. So not a tree of objects. it's and it's in that example, one of the examples with the paper throwing. I think it's AR even. Um, oh my goodness, there we go. I actually, it's I've seen that. I've seen that in the example. Nope. Yes, we fixed the bug. Yay! And that's why you're here. Oh, that's great. Um, it. Yes, yes. The state doesn't change yet. So we do get the click. Yeah, well, it's weird that the collider is. It looks like the planes are on an angle. Um, oh, yeah. And then we're going to see if we can somehow get that. Yeah, now they don't disappear in the. It's pretty close. You can see here on the border, but that's because our mouse cursor is just outside, and there's a box. So again, this visualization would become very handy in these kind of cases. We get to the click, so that's working, but it's not changing state. Um, I set the state to tilt, and I update, which should work. We cannot navigate the code. That's. Is this working? Yeah. Then this would be undefined. Yeah. Um. Well, we should at least see the material change. Or did I? Yeah, yeah, it says click. Or do we have... No, I have been trying a few different things. We don't get any error. If this would be wrong, then this would give an error. Initial state, that's just the green plane, but what we have right now. Yeah, that's I think. Yeah. I was about to do that. Yeah, we have green, yellow, and pink. And wet. That's a good. That's a good point. How do we do that? Oh crap! One second. So the light in the back changed, and I was secretly changing the light. But I'm not changing the light here. I'm changing the light in the living room downstairs. We'll be getting... So normally the first color I can change is that light. There we go. But now I changed downstairs last weekend and it was still on top. Hmm. My wife got scared now. It's come to... The lights are changing. But how do we debug? Yeah. We can just place the breakpoints there. I've done this one before. I know, and I knew where it was. But we could set exactly the breakpoint right here. We know we get to this. We saw click. If we click here, we get here. Okay, that's nice. Let's step over this. What is till state? That's 1. That's correct. State is 1. It's already 1. Well, we have been clicking around a lot already. It shouldn't matter, because right here, if we go into this, I'm not sure if this looks okay, but index 5, index 1, index 4, index 1. Yeah. Yep. So we have material index 3, 4, and 5. Can we see what's... So this is 4 now? Yeah, it's probably staying at 4. There are 3 different meshes in here. It's working the first time. Otherwise, we don't see a thing. Let's refresh with the breakpoint there for a second. So we definitely know for sure. Yeah, there we go. We go into this right away before we even render. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. 10 times. 11, 12. Wait. That's a bit much. Did I... I think this is correct. From 0 to 1, including the 1. That's 9 by 9. That's that. Yeah, it could be that I added it somewhere, but true. Mm, this is the way to do it, right? To change the mesh component. Yeah, this otherwise, if I do it directly, I could do it directly, but then I won't have IntelliSense. This way, I have IntelliSense. I actually was reading on the JSDoc documentation, and there's so incredibly much possible with that documentation language, but they don't tell anything about how you should do something like this. But it's tricky. It is tricky because we have this part and we have this part. The only way to get this to work, to know what's in here in the IntelliSense, I think, is just by building a custom extension for VS Code. This is just an object. There is this part. For the editor, it doesn't have any relation. So maybe it can compile it somewhere, but there is no context whatsoever. There's no. I would love to have like object in here, for example, that we have IntelliSense for these things. And I think we can do that with the documentation somehow. It's weird. Here we have it. It is in there. That's weird. That's really strange. We have to come up with something for that at some point. Maybe just with a simple extension in VS Code that we just have everything in there. And well, if you can build a 3D engine in that runs in the browser, I think Visual Studio Code extension is not that hard. No, Visual Studio Code extensions are not that hard to do. I experimented with it a little bit. And Donna Knolly, who was also in the stream sometimes, he's built a extension to debug and get intelligence and stuff. I believe for WebGL for shaders. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can do a lot if you dive into it. So maybe we should just make that a community project. Yeah. Could be a workaround. Oh, the breakpoint is still there. Well, let's just try it out. We just register the click. On this one? Right now, it is already changed. But I didn't click on this top one. So if I do it right now the material is set to 4. That's odd. And this state is 1. So it will be set to 4. Wait. No, it is. I was afraid this would say 3 once. It could be something I do. Yeah. Yeah, but it will set by default. So we do if this state equals 0. We set the material to this material rough. Wait, let's keep that we don't have to type it again. That way. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, we set it to tilt. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so now if we just set a breakpoint on 53, it should render at first. And then when we click something, we should hit the breakpoint. I guess. So we can just refresh. We set a breakpoint. Now when we click, we should hit that breakpoint. We do. Okay. But it doesn't change. Yeah. Yellow. This is right before it changes. It is 5 now. And it's going... So the default one is... This is before it's changing. So it should actually change the material. We cannot see anything. Is this... Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this should just... Yeah. I'm going to try something. I'm going to add a click event on this cone. And see if I can change it there. Maybe it's just that this thing is created from code and that doesn't like it today. If it works on the cone, we're going to replace these and we're going to just add everything in the editor. And then we just create the objects there. I think... so we're just going to create a new component. Oh. And we call this change material JS. Let's call this... What is the normal naming convention for components? Okay. We want to have a material. Let's call this mat. Yes, what we're going to do is also... Let's do that first. If I'm correct, this is the cone. The change material. So let's do... it was pink already, I think. Let's do yellow. And we're going to add the cursor target. Oh, there's one already. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've seen it. That is so cool. That is so helpful. That's a great feature. It would be if somehow the IntelliSense would work. These links would also be great help to have in the IntelliSense. In I think A-Frame started doing that recently, or 3GS. I noticed it somewhere that it had those links in there. So now we do this object get component. Hey, it works now. I think there's just something wrong with that component. I was saying I missed a comma, but there's an extra comma here. This is how it should work. If I think it's cursor target. So let's do let target. Now it doesn't know what type this is, just default component. But if we want to, let's just help the IntelliSense out a little bit. So add type. SWL. Um, oh, oh, okay. It is. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, but it would be again great to have to even, but that has, I think that has to be done through an extension. If it knows a cursor target and just takes that out and converts it into IntelliSense, and you it knows this is a cursor target. That's a thing you can't. Well, technically you cannot even do this in C sharp. You have to cast it to anything else. But I think we can just copy this code. And again, copy this code. And then we say this. Well, let's. I think we have to get a material component. Is that correct? The mesh component, yeah. Let mesh equals this object get component mesh material mat. Let's remove this. Oh yeah, this mat. I'll remove this. Put spam the console. But this should work. Oh, I didn't package it. Oh yeah. You're fast. Oh. What? It is calling Rosie. Oh, I think Rosie might be listening to everything on localhost. Yeah. I think that's the issue. Um, now, what is happening is that Rosie is there are pages running in the background, overlays in OBS that are coming from Rosie. There is there is a music player that is running through WebSockets, so you can open a web page and there's an internal web page running, and that's all communicating through WebSockets. And I think Rosie's interfering. That is saying Rosie v2 right up top here. Let me just shut down Rosie for a second. Now nothing works on the stream. There we go. Yes, so it's just that I'm using WebSockets already on everything on localhost, which is yeah, but now we don't have a chatbot. It's not working though. Huh. Yeah, on these, I removed it on that one. Oh, browser. Automatically reload. Yeah. Problem is now follow alerts won't go off and such. Yeah, we can. I'm not sure. I think everything. I've never um seen anything like this. Yeah. Let me shut down Rosie and add a breakpoint here. Hmm. So this is the server side. I saw localhost 8081 going on here now. Is this still running? Let me just. Now they're both running. That's funny. Let's run Rosie from here now. Oh, that's probably because there is a socket connection set up already. Sometimes these things are weird. You never know what's going on. Now we have this set up correctly. It's still running. On port 8080. And Rosie's running on 8081. Now if I refresh manually. No. Still working. Although that's still working. Let me check. In here if this is set up correctly. Collision is everywhere. Let's make it only listen to one. Weedle, welcome. How are you doing? The click is not working. So if we click on these, which I added by hand, that's working. Let's see if we can figure this out. We need to find the right script again. So this is the other one. Okay, this is the click, a new click. Target at click function. This on click bind. So we don't hit that breakpoint. Do we hit this breakpoint? Is that script even loaded? No. Change material doesn't start. No, change material is not on here anymore. Oh, I know what happened. Ah, yes. I didn't save. Now I saved. I did. I um. Still not hitting his breakpoint. No. Yeah, it should hit it on start, and it doesn't even hit that breakpoint. I did. I think I did. I did. No, you cannot see me hitting F5. It worked. Okay, so these don't work, but this works. So I think we're going to change the game for now, and just adding um the the tilt grounds by hand. Yeah, You mean I could do this and then say tile equals close this, and then do tile. We can try that. It's not that hard to modify. Um, I would. I'm going to. I'm just going to try this, and if it works, we can continue doing it dynamically. And then we just have not that nice array construction, but we will use. Well, we need to add semicolons at the end instead of. There we go. Now this will be the default state anyway. And we already set it up, so we only need to remove this. Yeah, but we don't. This won't be set. It's using the array right here, but the plane is the same every time. It's just a plane, and for now it will be a plane anyway. So I think we're just going to. I can set it to the first. Well, actually, we only need to change the material anyway, so we can just do this. This. The mesh won't be set. Oh, yeah. True. Well, can we create we cannot create a plane in code. Um yeah, then we're going to change it up. I think then we just it will be easier to work with if we just not create the world dynamically for now. Or yeah, we can, but we can do. Just create an initialize function and just pass a mesh, and then set the mesh from here, or maybe even do all this from there. An update state. Yeah, I think this should work right now. I need to call initialize. Oh. Tile initialize. Completely lost what we're doing. IntelliSense. Like so. But these are not used anywhere else. Only the materials. No, not anymore. I remove those. It's only the material that's changing. It will be a plane. So if I can, for now, just add another material, then we know what's happening, and I can add a texture to the materials, and we know we can till the ground. And it will be more difficult later on. The idea I was having is that this land tile has a property where we can place a plant on top. So we can pass it a plant, and that should grow, and that should be the land tile. And maybe it has more properties like how wet it is. And then over time, that maybe it dries out over time. I don't know. Maybe something like that. So there will be more to this component. But technically, this should be done now. But the WebSockets are working. I only restarted Rosie, actually. So it's just yeah. I think it's a bit boring this way, but with only one color. I won. Yeah. Well, for now we can do it like this. This saves time. I'm going to disable the debug visualizers. We don't need them at the moment. There they go. So now we can till the ground. Let's remove that click log. And we can even say if this, let's do the switch. Let's make this all nice. But then, oh yeah, I can pass not these meshes. Or you even want to use these materials, meshes. Like we just do this. Yeah, we can leave them out. Doesn't really matter anymore. They're not used, so it will be nicer to do with like, well, even the first way we did it. If we just call the initialize afterwards. So technically, oh wait, it's in. I'm not sure what's wrong. I think my chair is lower than normal. Just keep missing the keyboard. Or missing certain keys on the keyboard. Explain why. Hey, that's weird. I just noticed. Oh, that's a different character. Why wouldn't this work? Because it's not set. It's not being used. Well, we figure it out right now if it works or not. Oh, I screwed something up. Mesh is undefined. Oh yeah, duh. I removed the parameter. I actually want to have it back in here then. This mesh component dot mesh equals this meshes this state dot mesh. And let's go all the way. There we go. Material. This is how we envisioned it. And this is working now. So it is purely that it's something is wrong when we use this in start. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. Now I'm really confused. What? I had this in it. What if we don't do this? Just do it like this on start. Let's call this start 2 now. No. So it's just not working in start. Sure. There. Doing some live debugging. Go. Ah. Hey, just Rob. Thank you so much for the follow. I need to lower the volume on the alerts. There's going to be a day that you just see me drop dead here. Okay. Just one second. Let me grab some water. Okay. What are we going to debug here? So we just step through it, or no? But the meshes are all the same. That we noticed that, but that's because it's the same plane. You should have just stopped there. I am from Wonderland. It's a nice introduction. Hi, I'm Squaris. I'm from Wonderland. Yeah, it is correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If this calls the setter, can we step into it? We can. It is interesting. Just getting all our. It does look okay? In it, and then we step into start. Yeah. All looks okay. So 3 different materials and the same mesh, but that's just. eh, Yeah, but this is just the end of it. Yeah. Returns component, and that's it. Yeah, it must be deeper than this. If you just don't do it, there is something happening. Um, yeah, but the problem is when we are. So right now we have our code in the normal start. So there's a little life cycle in the components. There's an init that's called first, and the start is called second, basically. And then the component is done. If we do this, and let's just leave this start. The problem is when we click it, click our event, the meshes don't change. That's the real problem. Yes. If I call initialize manually without the mesh, that shouldn't. This works. Yes, Rob, we are trying to build a Stardew Valley type Farmingville version or game. It's also well, we don't have it yet, but it's also inspired by. Oh, I changed the scale again. It's also inspired by Minecraft. Now you have to really, really close your eyes completely to imagine how it's going to look. But imagine if you know the farming in Minecraft is just you have these patches of land, and you can use your hoe to till them, and then place crops, and that's kind of. I have to talk. If everybody closes their eyes, I have to talk really soft. It's almost dark. But what you in Minecraft you can trade with villagers and stuff. But here we're going to sell our crops, and then we can buy new land, can buy seeds, can buy chickens. I don't know. That's the end goal. And basically, we're trying to learn how to build games into in the Wonderland Engine, but also since it's still being developed, helping out with the development. And I think we're doing a great job with that, finding bugs. So yeah, the engine is yeah, me too. And the way the speed bugs are being fixed is really really great as well. So yeah, if you see stuff not working as expected, it could be just a bug in the engine still. I think if now we have this working, we're just going to leave it at this, and we're going to continue. I think. Well, I was thinking we need to have tools. Can we do a GUI? Very, very basic. Maybe attach something to the camera, like a panel at the bottom of the screen with 3 buttons or 3 planes we can click. And then that way we can select the first one. That's our hoe, which we can need to click the land, and then we can get our what's it called, the watering can to water the land, and then the last one is seeds. Well, yeah, one we can do it with 2 hands. That's one way. So, have you seen the game I did for the latest JS13K? Didn't end up at very very high. I'm not in the winners list, I think, or maybe I'm the 5th winner or something. I'm not even a 5th. I'm a 6th winner. Oh, this game is not working in the browser, I believe. Oh. Huh? So, this is the game, which actually is pretty fun, I believe, in VR. But you can play. Ooh, it sounds so loud. But you can place things and you can select with the menu like this. So this is always attached to the camera. You can just click it. In the browser or in VR, this is attached to your hand. So you just have one hand with a panel, and the other hand you can work around and do things. Yeah, I think it needs some work as well. There was some feedback. Is it open source? Yes, it is. It is. It is open source. Pretty much anything I do is open source. The farming game is open source as well. Oh, Wonderland. If Wonderland is open source, I don't think it's open source. Um, I don't have the. I think the link to the Discord is on your page as well. Yeah, you have to eat as well, I guess. That's always an issue. But yeah, I was thinking of doing a similar type UI as this, just a couple of planes. In this case, it's just a plane with a texture. And the rest of the world are just cubes. It is, and it's below 13 kilobytes. So yeah, that was a pretty tough thing in this case. Yeah, I kinda want to change it, the theme a bit. Um, you have to. The theme was 404, so I was thinking, well, these are all like things that could happen to your browser. Like there is security risks and I think there's spam, and there are 5 different um, threats and 5 different ways of blocking those. So you have a firewall, you have like an inspector, you have a virus scanner, you can do certificates. So this is an unsafe connection. It's a lock that's open, and if we do this one, it's most effective against those type of issues. So that's kind of the idea. So here we have a virus, but I think that the theme can be different. So maybe I can reuse this engine. Yes, it is a tower defense game. I want to do a tower defense game in VR. But one of the things in the feedback was it's not very clear the path the objects are taking. I thought it was pretty clear. It goes blue, and there's a blue path that goes all the way around here. It goes back here. It's just a blue. They're just following the blue path. The path goes. They go below this path. But I didn't have room, and then they end up here and go from the back to this. I think, and the other one is the red path. So they spawn right here and follow the red. But they go behind you here and then follow the red. So maybe it can be more clearer. So I think I need to change that. But yeah, I think I can make this into a better game. Nope. So yeah, I have to do better there. I actually had really fun making this game. I used a couple of things that I did the year before when I came in second. So I was really going for first place this year, but I failed. But things like the shader for the for everything, that's reused. The sky is generated, and it's pretty. It's way better. There's still a little glitchy thing up here, but it's way better than it was. There's no seam. It's seamless in this direction. So yeah, I improved a lot on the stuff, but I think I can make this into a better game. Holy Mr. Man, welcome. Yeah, but it's so hard if you only have 13 kilobytes. This is just um, a palette that is applied to one texture. All these use the same texture, but with a different color applied to it, just to save space. And there's a lot of those things going on. Um, this animation is actually a palette that is animating, like the really old um, pixel art tricks by animating the palette without changing the actual sprite. That's how this is animating, and there's a rotation on top of it, but you get like that vortex idea. Um, yeah, but I need to do better. And there's actually spatial audio in here. There's only a few lines of code in JavaScript. Anyway, so that's something I want to do here as well. Oh, yes. Um, I have another update or feature suggestion. I just realized I just accidentally moved the ground plane. It would be amazing if we can lock things. So, for example, the floor plane, I don't want to ever touch this. Um, yeah, so it doesn't pick it in the in the editor. Just like a lock in front of it or right click lock. I don't know, and that is just I cannot change it accidentally. If I it's not. Yeah, but with these things, if you just click it, and you can change it right away. So accidentally moving things. Now I wonder if we need to. Do we need to add it to the camera? Um, how in the in VR is this non-VR camera just disabled? So if we add, so we can just add it to the root, and then no, but we can repair if we then on start reparent it to the non-VR camera. It will be, or we can add it to the non-VR camera and then only reparent it if we are in VR mode. Yes. Okay, let's start with an empty. Let's build everything out right here. Let's name this GUI. Let's do it properly. What would be the way to add a state to the game? Just a global script. If we make the GUI in VB, yes. That's the one. It's an amazing sample. They did it seriously. Do we need our empty? Just add them here. How's the camera oriented in the by default? Oh yeah. It's not. Nope. They're just inverted. Yeah. So if I do this, it goes in the right direction. So yeah, then they're just a little bit in front of the camera, but I think I will do that manually. I want to see how big this is. I think it is. Or we are so close. Nope. It timed out probably again. Oh, it is gray. There's an immense gray plane. If you would scale the parent, would it scale the children as well? Yeah, we can fix that. But it is easier to work with if they're just one by one. Oh yeah. You're right. No, I broke it again. With the movement? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, or maybe if the engine loses focus, that means that when I switch to the browser, it packages and reloads. Or if I just the overhead, I think the overhead of pressing or not doing it, hitting F5, then go back to the engine, do it by manual, and go back. I think that's more work than the overhead of just having it. If I go to Outlook and it builds those, yeah, it's not that it's like if I build a HoloLens app and it starts compiling C++, it just drags down your entire machine for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. True. I would do it on changes. Change with a delay of a few seconds. That's how your IDEs handled. Yeah, you can do it as well. Like um yeah, a timeout. If you don't do anything for a couple of seconds, it but it has to be the time between you going from the IDE to something else. It's great that it's so fast, but I wonder if we eventually have a game that is that's getting bigger, that has, I don't know, 100 megabytes of data that is in there as well. Will it still be so fast? Yeah. Um, yeah, we have to make that bigger. I just wanted to see how big it was. Um, that's that, technically it's nicer in VR to have the text in front of it. So that's even better. If we just um, does it have to be a mesh we add, or is it an empty object? Yeah, it's like just um, I mean, mesh is also just an empty component with the mesh. Yeah, and there is such a big list of things of only a few minutes, but it's not the few minutes because you have to test it, and there could be bugs that you have to fix that you find while testing it, um, and then repackage it, and yeah, it's I know things that only take a few minutes can can take an hour to complete. Sometimes it's how software works, I guess. Yeah, it is. It's inverted, but it's working. Yeah, it's if I toggle it, if I took it to local, it's it's moving in the wrong direction. That's I mean it's maybe it's because I um oh wait, I also did this. No. Oh crap. Oh, that's also with the undo. Oh, this doesn't. No, this does. R no, R G. this one. Let's move it just, well, let's leave it in the middle. And let's call this hoe, because that's what we want to do. We want to hoe the ground. Let's make it a bit bigger and see if we can see. We need to repackage. If we repackage, it doesn't automatically save, right? I lost the connection. Repackage on save. Okay, this has to be way down, and it can be even smaller. On the other hand, I can just leave them not move down. Let's just leave that. And move down GUI, exactly. So this is only in the distance. It can be just... we can even leave this at 0 and just move the entire GUI back. I think that's better. And scale this down. Move back a bit. Like, now it's 1 meter in front of me. 0.5. Yeah, text was pretty big. It has to be pretty small. Well, this is a bit too small. But it is. This is also an issue. We have to make sure it's either on top of close enough that it's always... that you can always see it. Not a meter. And let's move it down, which is minus on that x. So minus 5. Let's see if it's still... I think we can close this one now. It's down too much. Yeah. So it's almost right. Could be even a bit smaller if we place it like this. It's always a struggle to get it right. I just want to have it just free of the bottom of the screen. Maybe a tiny bit smaller. Within a package. There we go. So we just have a couple of those buttons on the bottom. That would be great. Now let's make it into a button. To change the material when we select it. Yeah. You just want to use the same code in a new component. Oh, so we can just delete the cone. Did the sound of my microphone change? I'm not sure what happened. I think I something changed. Or my voice changed. That's also okay. So we just rename. Oh, this one. Menu, click. Let's go to here. Oh, it's deleted. It's not. Let's go in here. Let's do menu, click. Now we have a click, which is for the selected, but that's a difficult one. Just getting drunk. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. Well, I actually, I'm on a diet again. So I haven't had any alcohol in, well, ever this whole year. Well, technically not the whole year, but I stopped. Yeah, I didn't had any. I'm on a diet. I didn't have any alcohol for at least the last 5 minutes. No, I stopped taking sugar much and low carbs. So Coca-Cola Zero is there's no carbs in there, so that's questionable. It might be that your brain is thinking it's taking sugar, and that could be a problem. But yeah, I need to lose some weight again. I was thinking of doing a couple materials. So we have the unhover function as well. Or it's unhover? Add hover. Oh, yeah. It's still here. Yeah. No, but I've seen it. I've seen it I've seen it in the documentation. There's some. This is a nice one. I've looked at a lot of these examples. I thought it was in here as well. Did I just? Then how did they know there wasn't on hover? I know there is an example somewhere. I don't know which one it is. It's. What I've seen an example of. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Add hover function. Add unhover. I knew it. I have been reading the documentation. Yeah, it's funny. When I first became a Microsoft MVP, I was working with Expression Blend. I was building extensions for Blend on undocumented APIs, and I was blogging about it. There was just a whole extension mechanism in there, and it was a secret. They didn't explain how it worked. But you can just could build extensions for it, which was great. Um, and I was blogging about how to reverse engineer Blend and what's in there and APIs that were there. I was just documenting the API basically, and then I became an MVP, and I was in Redmond, um, invited by the team, and they were actually reading my blog to see what I did with their engine, which is pretty funny. It's so cool when you're meeting people that building the software you work with, and then they are excited to meet you, which is really weird. Yeah, great experience. Too bad that they kind of stopped doing that. But we have an add hover and an unhover, which is great because then we can change the material and can change it back. That's what I want. I just want to see. Well, just use a couple of those features. So we have the add hover function and the add unhover function. Is it all capitalized? Unhover, yeah. Let's do this and then on hover, on unhover. And we need to add those here as a function. And let's quickly copy this one. So we have a material. But yeah, I think we only need a hover material. Because as soon as we hover, we say this all material equals this. If I can find my I, get component mesh. So material. Oh yeah. This hover material. And then when we unhover, we set it back to this one if we have it. If for some weird reason unhover gets called before we hover, we get an issue if this is undefined. So at least... or we can just do this. Now it's always there. Now we just have a backup. Let's just call this... Let's try this. We need to... Script is not here yet, so we have menu click. You need yourself a queries. Yeah, it is a compiler for JS. It is amazing. I need to have one for a queries for my normal work as well. Someone just keeps watching your code. They should build that into Visual Studio as an extension. You just have someone in the back of your head that just that needs to be lowercase. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason I did it this way as well. That was what I was assuming as well. If I need the mesh in the update, for example, I would cache it. I would just or store it in a variable. Yes. Yeah, but update is called like 60 times a second, ideally. So the mesh has by default a white material. So let's change that to yellow. So it's yellow by default. We need to add more materials pretty soon, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. Uh, oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, I actually was wondering why um why we had these materials. Why only these? It's a weird selection of colors. But I like that. Yeah, WW. That's correct. But and the same in A-frame as well. Um, or it's just the way to do it anywhere, I guess. Um, maybe even in a normal JavaScript application, if you have to do something a lot, um, a few milliseconds makes a difference if you do it a million times. And if you do it a million times in a fraction of a second, then um, it makes a difference. To package. Oh, there we go. I forgot to save. I added a component again. I actually saved it before I hit save again, but I saved it before the crash. We didn't lose anything. Luckily, it starts really fast as well. I hope you. Is that? Oh, yes. There's no collider on the mesh, so we need to add a collider or collision. Let's do this one again. Oh, even smaller. I think it thinks. Oh, 4. Yeah. Oh, that's going. Is there a fast way to? Okay. Yes, I did. I did. It centers me back to the center of the screen. I think. But this works. I think. But I guess we just make this maybe even smaller. it I think that at least, I mean, the text is in front of it, and I think this should be in front of the text, or over the text. That if you would touch the text or click on the text depth, it would be the same. I also want to rotate the GUI a little bit. Uh-oh. Where did it... Yeah. I think it just... Oh, but now it's over there. Oh, it was over there. Let's not rotate it. I think we need to hit F5 now because... Oh, we didn't even start. Oh, hey. It works! We just cannot see it because... Let's remove that that component from the cursor object, yes. Ah, nice. That's nice. Cool. Didn't refresh. Did I package? Now you don't have startup times like... No. It is... I remember things like... It's not working. We can click those, but we... Oh. Yes. Mm-hmm. For the click, it is. That's the... Yeah, I can't... If I click, it's not clicking on the one behind. If I'm here, it is. But it's just the hover doesn't show. Until I'm completely out of the... But technically this works. Yes. The purple, you mean? Or the yellow? Oh. Oh, Apparently, it changed microphones. What the heck? Well, techniques. But then I think we need to add just materials for the menu, and then another shader. Yeah, let's create some materials for the menu. So let's do menu item and menu item hover. There we go. I I'm not sure what you mean. You mean this? You can just drop it on here. Oh, ah, yeah, I know. I guess. I was about to do that. Oh, but to edit the the material, I need to move the material here temporarily. That's the point. Okay, and then we do flat for now. It will be textured eventually, but we do flat for now and just give it a color. What's a nice menu color? I think a little bit like this. Oh, this is the hover color, so that can be. Well, let's do. Wait, let's pick the other color first. Copy it. Now make it a bit brighter. And then we take menu item there, set this to flat, go in here, paste it, and then we have that color we wanted. And that's hover. Let's package. Go into the browser. Didn't reload. But it could still be Rosie that's interfering. Yeah, this is nice. No. Well, let's start. Okay, so now we have we have a hoe here. I want to add 2 more buttons. Well, we have to change the text anyway. Control. Nice. And then well, let's rename these to hoe button. This will be the watering button, and this will be the seed button. And we can, I guess, copy this and move it over to there, clone it again and move it over there. It's fine, and let's do something like this. But now they're all on top of each other, so we need to move them. So let's move this one a little bit. They're scaled really down. So if we do, oh, is it just one? Oh, it's just minus 2.1. And then and this one is the other way. So the planes are 2 by 2 meters by default. Okay. It refreshes automatically. There we go. We have a UI. Yay. Just, oh, yeah, you need to go. So if you're too fast, it doesn't notice that you left. Yeah, I think there are two issues. When we go from somewhere, it doesn't. Well, but it doesn't trigger. And if you go out of it on here, it can just move around. It's still being hovered until I leave the area, and then it's. Yes. Yes. It's just if you just go from collider to collider, it just doesn't. Yes. I think we need to start by adding a new script. Now, this script we think we can just add from here, just not a component. Would that go to the library, or is library another? Are we just going to add? Okay. So we're just going to add a new file here, and let's call this game managers game.js. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. We need to create some place where we have the game logic going on. It's just a small bunny work. It doesn't work. It is a small bug. Yeah. Have you ever? You just have to move slowly. Let's add that folder before I forget. Add folder. There we go. Is it automatically saved, or do we have to save the project again? Okay, I just need to remember to hit Control S. But I have this. I have that same issue in Unity as well. Well, actually, Unity, the big Unity, has some issues where sometimes you make changes and those changes are not saved at all until you exit Unity, which is really, really shit if you work with a team and your colleague changes something and runs into one of those issues, and then you pull the latest version of the code, and then things break because that one setting didn't change, which is really, really, yeah, an issue. You cannot, you don't know what issue, what value it is. Control S doesn't do anything. Yeah, maybe it's fixed in a new beta that just came out. I think today, 2021 something. I just had an email. Now this code will run automatically, right? So we can use this as an entry point for the game as well. Is there an? If I can find my eye. Nay. Can we do this? Is this helpful? No. We need to have a global object. Yeah. We can even do this if you want, and then say this a window. Let's do window game equals new. Well, but technically it should be the capitalized. WW, thank you very much for hanging out. A good night's sleep. Yes, I will be doing Wonderland Engine. I'm not sure how long, but for the next few streams, for sure. I want to keep working on this game and really, really slowly progress and one grow in using Wonderland Engine, but also just create something that's just a little bit bigger than 3 cubes and a sphere and a mushroom like we did last time. Betty, welcome. I need to inform Rosie. That's a nice feature. We need to do a Rosie stream as well. I just realized Rosie noticed something talking about the next stream and answers, but if you might have noticed on my start screen or my what's it called, the homepage of on Twitch, in the banner there is a countdown timer until the next stream, and there is some text in there that is coming from a Google Calendar. I have planned. Well, it defaults to working on WebXR, I think. But if I've planned a few streams, but actually Rosie should automatically do that. Well, yeah. Bye bye. Freddy, it's going great. We are actually building a game. But I think we can do this. Just do some nice JavaScript and modern. I think it should work. So now we have a window object game, and we can just access this from places where we need it. So if we say something like function menu item. I forgot how. Now I forgot how to do it. Just without function. Item. Let's call it item. I want a function. I just want to. Item is going to be a number, or I don't think there's enums still. There we're planning on that. Are there enums in JavaScript? No, it's on it. Yeah. Did we do something? Well, almost. We could do something like this. We just pass a value. No, yeah. We need to update update Rosie a little bit. I did set a project today. That's I forgot. I always forget to do that. I need to automate that Rosie just knows what we're doing. If I plan something, Rosie should just take the planning. But we're not using A-Frame today. We're using Wonderland. The Wonderland Engine. Yep, it's all browser. We don't have a backend. I don't even know if we need a backend. Who needs a backend? If you make it multiplayer, maybe. But oh, nice. I haven't seen that. Mm-hmm. That's nice. I have this. Well, it's not the game itself is not my idea, but I have this idea for a VR game. Um, with not two people, but just a bunch of people standing together, and then you have to make a gesture to someone else, and they have to do a gesture as well as in response, and do another gesture. There's some children's game. My wife explained. I'm not sure the rules anymore, but it's something they do with children. She's a teacher, preschool teacher. Is that preschool? Kindergarten. Um, So that's that, and I think that would be a really cool exercise to track a gesture, send that over visually to the rest of the people in the circle, and then detect if you are doing the right gesture in a response, and then continue that out to different people, and just have something to do together. Telephone, yeah. Wasn't that where you need to whisper something? But it's yeah. There are a lot of similar games, probably. I think they actually had to use a stick or an object or something to wave. I don't know. Yes. Uh-oh. Fatty share the link. I'm just muting it because we will get. Oh, this, but it. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. It's not this game. There is a VR game, I think, where you need to stand in a pose. It doesn't work as well because you cannot see your feet, for example, in VR. Or on the HoloLens, for example. That's the HoloLens has great hand tracking and it knows where you are, but it doesn't know your feet. And you can kind of um, um, get your position from where your head is. But if you lean over, you you are standing there. So we had an issue with our app where you have to clean an area. You have to wave some debris away, and when you move your head to the debris, it thinks you're standing in there because your head is above it. So it's a really weird situation where you actually need to track your feet to see if you're standing into a dangerous place. Um, yeah, we haven't really fixed that issue because we need to have feet tracking in the HoloLens. But you tried to make a get that for your first Legendary for a long time ago. Yeah, but you tried, so it didn't work. You ran into issues with the robbers. To guess what a gesture was. Oh, yeah. So you show a gesture to the first one, and he taps on the shoulder of the next one, makes a gesture, and then the last one has to repeat the gesture. Yeah. Um. So we do this, and we do current action is tilling. No, we need to have a case, and we do case. But we can do maybe an object here. Menu, items. And then say tilling equals, or tilling is 1. Watering is 2. Is it seeding? It's 3. Oh, wait. Item. And here we need to learn how to write code. It doesn't do IntelliSense. That's kind of weird. Const, maybe? Does it know what it is now? Yes. It kind of reminds me of a game we did, which translates, I think, to gossip kind of way, where you have to whisper something in someone's ear, like a sentence, and that person has to whisper it to the next. And so you go around the whole circle with the whole class, like 30 people, and then the last one has to explain what was whispered, or explain a situation. And get in really weird situations then. Let's do it like this. We can make this quicker. Because we need to have this state as well. Well, there's probably going to happen more when the menu is set to tilling. So for now, I'm just going to use a string for now as the current action. Oh, and this is seeding. Let's do this. Current action equals nothing. This should also be constants or enums type things, I guess, eventually. But let's slowly grow this into something. So now when we click on the menu, instead of breaking the game, we can say game. It's in window.game. Dot. It's not globally available. That's a bit too bad. Already forgot what it's called. Menu item. Menu item. Let's do menu item type WL type integer. And let's set a default as well. Just default 0. And you were muted. Oh yeah, they would default to a. Did we already have an enum like that? Oh yeah. Well, let's just borrow that. And we're talking about the IntelliSense features. Something like this is also something you can build in an extension. I guess that it just helps you out when you select enum. It knows what to do with the rest of the object. Yep. I was just thinking if we can, because this is something we need to reuse in more places. If we just cannot make this like a global list of actions. Yeah. But If you make it a constant. Oh. Yeah. Fetty has a question. How can I make it so when JavaScript takes the answer from an object, randomizes the position? For example, the question would be the same, but the position of the correct answer is not always A. Also, I have a little bit of 30k channel. I wonder, yeah, I'm not sure if someone has suggestions for the channel points. Feel free to. That's one way. But if you have 30k channel points, then saying hi a bunch of times, yeah. Well, if you would, it's only for rendering, I guess, the answers. So you could just add. You don't want to have the answer. There's probably an ID on the answer. So I would just in the loop that is just running from 0 to the length of your array. I'm not just picking a random one. This is not going to work. Then you have double. But you can pop them from an array, right? If you have a JavaScript array, you can pop them. Not the default. Not on an array. But you can just pick a random one and then pop it out. So you just have run. So yeah, if you have an array of 3 numbers, you just have a for loop. Why is my IntelliSense not working? And you have like x length. So this runs over them, but then the element you do x. If you pop, you only have the last one. So pop is not the one you need. That's it. Shuffle the array. Congratulations, welcome. Is it Splice? Splice is taking one. Oh yeah, and then you do one. So if you do random, that's the one I needed. So you do something like this. You can also shuffle it first, but you can also do this. No, not round. Math. Random. I would shuffle it first. That's easier. This way you will get the length of the array changes as soon as you remove things that would go with. So you have to check the length of the variable in an array, in a variable first. I would just shuffle it first. That would be the easiest way. There's probably a shuffle function on Stack Overflow. And then remove one by one. Yeah. Well, then you can just pop them until you have none left. Hey, just Rob, thank you very much for hanging out. Next stream will be Monday for sure, and we'll continue on continue this work on the game. So we have this menu item. This is an a number of this menu click. We were doing this. So we do till, water, seed. And default is till. And then we do this menu item when we click. Now to know that it's working, let's do a console. What? Yes. This is, yeah. I like to be explicit. In this case, there is a difference. If I do somehow do var game here, I will get into trouble. So in this case, I like to be explicit. I always like to be in my C# code. I also like to be as explicit as possible. I rarely use var, for example, to create a variable, because I want to see the line. The only time I use var in C#, which is different than the var in JavaScript. But if I use var in C# is when I instantiate an object, or if I call a generic function where I can see the type of the object, for example. But what if you do var Windows yes? Yeah, but what if you do it in global scope? If you do var window, you just break the internet. The whole internet. Don't do that. The whole internet will disappear in a big black hole. Yeah, we get the window. Is it secured? Is it window? Yeah, that's probably. And what if we do this then? We get infinite windows. This will be the same as this. Wasn't there Windows as well? I think in the browser, some Windows browsers, yeah. Oh, window is window. Yes. Infinite windows. That's why they built the Large Hadron Collider. They're just typing Windows. See what happens if you run JavaScript there. Trying to create black holes. But I think this should work technically. Let's go. Oh no, we need to add them to our menu click. So this is correct. This is water. And this is seed. Let's package. We don't yet. I just want to see if the construction with the wait, didn't I save the file? It was in here. Yeah, it's the manual glitch. This is the old code. Nothing. Chilling. Oh, it's one behind. Huh? Oh, I know what's I know what's going on. I need to make a change. This is 0. So we do nothing here. And now it's 1. I deliberately made this one 1. So I know it's not the default value. I set this to 1. They have nice. There's a question if you are streaming. I don't think you stream. I need on. Why not? No, but your knowledge about this engine and just building small things with the engine might be interesting to watch. They're not watching for the visuals, but watching for the devs. You have your voice changed? No, not that I noticed. Yeah, but a PC is always an issue. It's always an issue. Are you muted again? Oh, no, you're not. But it's working. We can click the menu. Yes. Let's see. What would not be a way of the problem? I'm thinking of. We need a way to highlight this. But then we need to know the other menus. So we need to have. We need to disable the other menus. What we can do, maybe. Yeah, I know how we can do this. Yeah, let's do this. Let's add a menu item selected material to the menu click. So select, let's call this select material. Do type, well, let's just copy this. And on start, we are going to do window.game. And we do add event listener. And this is the menu change event. And we do just this menu change bind this. And then we do menu change function E. And then we do console log E for now, because I think it might be deeper. That's a bit too short. That's better. And now we need to emit this event. Now I hope we can do this. Or is that not default? Crap. How do you create custom events in default JavaScript? Window, dispatch event, new. That's so this is a string. Is this a name? So this is menu. What do we call it? Menu change. Yeah. And then here we need to have an object. Yeah. It's how I always do it in A-frame. And in Rosie as well. We can do window. Just pass the game objects as event arguments. There is a thing for that. It's called Bing. Yeah. We can. Yeah, so that's basically what we need to do is like an add menu change. What's it called? Function. Let's follow the same. And then we do a callback. Or what's it called in let's just follow. Oh, that's. And then we say this dot menu change handlers. Let's start with this. We just push it in. I'm not sure if this is going to work because you want to be able to remove it maybe. Oh, anyway, I think this should work. And then in here, we just need to like do a 4. I always do. Um, this is not working. I need no. If I send the current action, I need to figure out on this side what it is. So I need to have the value that is actually sent to the game that needs to be broadcast to all the other menu items. And now this, yeah, well, we need to change it. It's too bad we don't. Oh, we do have IntelliSense all of a sudden. So we can do this, and now E. Donner, welcome. How are you doing? How does a ghost programmer hunt people? How does a ghost programmer hunt people? I have no idea. Boolean. Yeah, Donna, that's the thing with bots. They don't forget. But if this menu item equals E, then we change the material to select material. Else, we set it to the original material. Now this seems to be best variable name ever. There we go. So now when we click a menu, we just broadcast a message. And if it's the change menu, a selected menu, then we set it. If it's not, we set it back. So we always have one menu that is selected. I think it might work. I did change something here. Yeah, the selected material. We need to add a new material. Menu item selected. Now we need to place it somewhere to edit it. And let's something like that. This was a menu item. And here we say, could even be all different materials. I think eventually every menu will have different materials because it will have a texture. Yeah, I'm doing actually pretty great, Donner. Let's save package. Test it out. Did it automatically refresh? I think it's still trying to connect to Rosie. Oh my goodness, what did you do? Lol. Nobody does B. A. Sorry, what do you say? Yes. Are you surprised? Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because the hover is now we have 3 states or two different states. So we can hover and we can select something, and if it is selected, yes, but we can say this is selected equals. No, because then I cannot set the original material back if it's not selected anymore. But I can do this. And we... Yes. Jonas is the voice in the back of my head today. Let's see. Do you want to have the hover material? We actually should have a different hover material for the selected hover, or just don't do a hover. Not a hover. That's a nice idea. Is there a clone function on the material? But then do I clone it here temporarily? Do we for yeah, so we create a series of materials. So actually we can remove the hover material then, because we have the original material. Like so? Yeah, that's a good one. And the same, we can do the same with original material. If we just do this clone, now we have a clone of the original material. So we keep it like this, select material and original material, but instead of on hover, we just take the current material. Can we do this? Is it now the, if we set the material, now we need to apply it first. So if we clone it and set this to the original material, now we have the clone of the original material. So if we have used that material multiple times, we have a clone. I'm trying to understand if this is going to be effective, but, and now I can say, just change the color of the material. Is there documentation on that? So we can change the color. But there is no easy way of making a color a bit lighter. What? I can use GL matrix here? Yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah, yeah. With 3 colors. Whatever, 4. Let me know how to write it. GL. I have no idea what I'm typing now. So it becomes a bit brighter. This is the current material color. So technically we do like this, but it's a bit weird code. Let's keep the code a bit readable. Oh, it is placed inside this one. So if we just do color. Serious question. What would you do /do to someone who says programming is easy? Keep on programming and we talk again in 10 years. Programming is easy. And hard in the same way. Programming is easy. It depends. Now we need to scale it back. Oh, nice. Well, welcome everybody. Would it be 0.8 to scale it back? No, no, it's not the same. We scale back not from 1, but from 1.2. We need to scale back the original color. No. I think it's better to just save the original color. Can just do it here. This original. Oh, no, we do not do this. Do it here. This. No. So if programming is easy, yes, but you have to think about a lot. So this will not work. Technically, it works on hover and go back, but now we hover, we select, and then the original cover we are selecting and hovering on the same time. So as soon as we select the menu, it will be the unhovered select version, because we are hovering while when we are selecting. Just immediately call. Yeah, we just want to change the color. But yeah, there must now. We want to make it nice. I think we should just create an array with colors. And then use a binary to no. I think we just get two values. Is hovering and is selected. We already have the is selected, but is hovering is another one. And based on that, we just set the color based on those two values. You are right, Fetty. So if we just say this, no, this, damn, this, we have unselected. Are we going to do it this way? No. Colors is an array. And we say this. Colors. I'm already thinking too complex. Call Chuck Norris. And John Skeet. We could do. If the first bit is selected. So we have 0, is unselected and unhover. No, we need an array of GL matrix, I think. Factory create. And we need 4 of them. Can we do this? Can we just pass the value in here as well? Wasn't there a way to... Oh. Wait, why can't I do... I thought it was a way of doing like... I want to be fancy. And do the scalar multiplication in the start. Factor Agency and Nick TNT2. Thank you so much for the follows. Really appreciate it. And welcome. Yep. I'm completely lost. Why not store 2 vec for and toggle them? Yes. Yeah. Oh, not the create thing, GL matrix vec create. So we have these. Oh, we need to. That's. So, famous last words. But this or yes, but it is just if this. No, it's not if this is selected. This selected color, otherwise the original color. And we don't need to store the original color here. We just create a new float. We scale one of these two into there. And that's it. And when we unhover, we just basically do this. And since we are hovering already, we're only changing colors now, not even the material. It's just the color we're changing. So we can just say if selected. We said if we are selected or not, and we call on hover, and that's it. This. And then this knows if it's selected or not. Oh, that's not true, because no, but that's because if it's selected, then you need to hover. Otherwise, we need to call unhover. We cannot select an item when you cannot click on something when you have your mouse over it. I know how to solve this dilemma. Use CSS. I think if this works, the code is a bit not even that complicated. It's probably because of these inline ifs. Let's go. We don't need that one. Doesn't refresh. We can select things. I think the scale is a bit too much. 1.2. It's weird. We don't get any help here. Yeah. Yeah, we could just set is the first one the alpha or the last one? So if we just do this. Oh, but then we have overflowed it already. But where does it go? Why is it becoming bright white then? Even if the color is 1.2. Yes, CSS would solve that. It is true. Exactly, someone was talking about adding still white. What if we just not scale it by 1, but scale it down? Wonder if it becomes black then. If we just do 0.8, what's happened? It should become transparent now. It's still white. Scale by effect 4, 105, 105, 1. The weird thing is, in this case, it should not overflow. Let's go, sources. I'm just going to add a breakpoint here. Oh wait, there we go. What is in color? Why is it white? Because the third one is 0 now. So it becomes fully transparent. But is there a transparency flag in there? If it's not being able to be transparent and it's fully transparent, it might become white, maybe? But if we just do a 3 then, a float array 3, we just ignore alpha. Well, let me do this. We, well, we can check the original color. It's 1. Oh, we do a vec 3 scale. Or it becomes 0. It just not fill it. But it needs to copy it from one of these color to color. If it just ignores it, it starts out at 0. Ooh, we had a violation. It works. Actually, kind of like the now select it. I kind of like the dimming of the. Yes, that's the best. I like it. Well, and it just works. It just knows that it's hovering. It's not hovering, and although no, it doesn't completely. I'm lost. I think it works. No, it comes back to light. I thought it would stay dim if you select something, and but it becomes bright again. So it knows it's not hovering. It unhovers automatically when you click something else. We cannot deselect, but that's fine. I love it. But I just noticed the time. I think I was planning on streaming until midnight. I have to check in on the work situation even. But yeah, I will thank you very much. Let's go to the cam. This kind of thing. Oh wait, shh. This kind of thing. I'll let do a job. Kind of plug in 3. Oh, implement hover logic. Yes, it's a great thing to do. To let people do. Let's see. I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight, Jonathan. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, me too. I learned a lot. I think we have a lot of potential improvements On the engine. Do you have a date planned for that already? Can we look forward to something? Or a... True? Oh, so that's coming soon. Nice. Yes. Well, I think we can probably see you in chat in the future again, or in our Discord. If you, let's share a couple of links. Let's do first. Let's do this one. Wonderland. If you want to try out the Wonderland engine yourself, go to that link, download the trial of the engine, and play with it. There's a link to the Wonderland Engine Discord there as well. Also, if you want to find me, hey Rosie, can you share a link to our socials? Thank you. If you want to find out anything about me, just go there. I think we're going to raid Keller Creation today. So it's fun. If you in there, do ! attack, and we will beat the defenders there. I will see you all again, hopefully next Monday, where I will continue working on this little game. And maybe we can start slowly working on graphics and yeah, make it work all and build it into a real game. Jonathan, thank you very much. And I will see anyone again Monday, I hope. Bye bye. Oh, it's 10 seconds. We have to wait 10 seconds for the raid. So yeah, just ! attack. Petty, thank you very much for hanging out. Let's go.